Hi everyone, welcome to the Movieception Show. My name is Fariba, and today I am super excited, even though it's a very late night, very early morning, but I'm super excited because The Mandalorian's back for its third season after it's been 2 years since we actually got The Mandalorian technically. Now, of course, I know there was a book of Boba Fett, and I actually watched the whole series for that, so I am actually caught up with the Star Wars lore in terms of the Mandalorian side. And yeah, we already all know that Grogu and Mando had already reunited by that point, so now we're just going to basically see them continue on with their journey now, knowing that Grogu is in training with Luke Skywalker, that he has decided to join as a Mandalorian over becoming a Jedi, although it seems as if it's kind of foreshadowing some of the more darker things that may come as a consequence of that decision. So, I mean, honestly, I did my trailer reaction for the first trailer for The Mandalorian last month. I was super excited about that. It seems as if this season is going to be really focused on kind of this conflict that's going to arise between, the old ways of the Mandalorians and some of the more progressive ways of the Mandalorian. And I wouldn't even say progressive, but just the current, modern ways of how Mandalorians are, which is what we see with Bo-Katan. We know that there's a conflict between Bo-Katan and Mando because of the situation regarding the Darksaber. The fact that Mando was the one who won over Moff Gideon, that means that he's the one who technically does possess the Darksaber and not Bo-Katan, which causes a whole sort of tension regarding right there. And not just that, but we're also still dealing with Grogu, right? Grogu has a lot going on in his life, kind of his backstory, and it seems as if from the trailers that we're going to actually dive deeper into Grogu's backstory, his origins, especially the big part being that who is the person who saved Grogu, right? That's been the number one question since this show had started. Who saved him? Who got him out of the Jedi Temple in Coruscant and saved him, and what happened after, right? That's been a big question. That's been so many theories about. There's been theories about Jar Jar Binks doing it. There's been theories about somehow Anakin somehow saving him, which, I mean, not sure how that works out, but we'll see how that works. Ahsoka, I mean, somehow Obi-Wan has been the question. There's been so many theories about who saved Grogu, and yet it seems as if this is going to be the season where we finally might get that answer, or we're actually going to get closer and closer to that answer. So hopefully we do get that. And not just that, but I mean, again, I'm just super excited for the duo between Mando and Grogu. I think that that's always been the heart of the show. I recall back in season 2 when the show did, conclude, that, a lot of us were asking, like, what's going to happen now? How will the show move forward? I mean, technically speaking, it did open up other new storylines that would continue on with Mando, aka Din Djarin, such as the fact that there is going to be a conflict between Mandalorians, kind of going into the differences in philosophies, and again with Bo-Katan, and there's questions about that. But let's be honest, like we love Grogu, we love Mando together. Their father-son sort of surrogate duo is like the heart of the show, and it's great to see them back together. Although again, I wonder what the consequences will be, knowing that Grogu did pick the Mandalorians over the Jedis, or basically picking Mando over being a Jedi or training as a Jedi. So lots of questions right there. I'm super excited about it. And not just that, but what makes me so excited is that not only do we have The Last of Us, but now we have The Mandalorian. So we're kind of having a Pedro Pascal double feature within the next 2 weeks or so. So this week we have, of course, The Mandalorian season 3 premiere, as well as The Last of Us episode 8. And then the following week we're going to get The Mandalorian episode 2, as well as The Last of Us season 1 finale. So lots of Pedro Pascal that we're going to have for the next 2 weeks, which I'm even more excited about that. And just happens to be a coincidence that both the character he's playing happens to be surrogate father, so that's going to be very exciting. So again, I'm really excited to see just more Pedro Pascal in the next 2 weeks that we're going to go through, whether it be The Last of Us or The Mandalorian. But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for this show. I hope that we do get a lot more exciting things going on. We get to dive deeper into The Mandalorian, or especially the Mandalore lore, because we haven't really gone too deep into sort of the lore behind Mandalore, the planet Mandalore. Like, we have kind of learned a little bit about what happened, the things that, caused it to, what led to its destruction. And we got a glimpse of that throughout, the first 2 seasons. But it seems like that this is going to be the crucial season that'll dive deeper into the Mandalore, right? So again, I'm super excited about this season. I can't wait to start the first episode of season 3. But yeah, without further ado, let's watch the Mandalorian season 3 premiere. This is the way. This is the way. Don't know what she's doing, what she's creating, but this is the way, right? What is going on? Who is this guy? I am super confused. Who is this guy?
I'll never.
That's a giant gator.
Cover them!
To the sky!
To the sky. Oh, dang. Oh. Was that Mando? Was that Mando? Who was that? Hey, that's Mando. Hey. Hey. There's Mando. There he is. Even though they're not gonna welcome him, but there he is. Hey. Where's my baby? Where's my baby? Where's Grogu?
You have removed your helmet.
Yeah,
What's
yes.
worse, you did so of your own free will. You are no longer Mandalorian.
Yeah, we already know.
The creed teaches us of redemption.
Yeah? Yeah, Grogu.
This is the way.
This is the way. Aww. Grogu. Look at how beautiful space looks. Oh, he's hungry. The boy's hungry. Grogu hungry. I think he's just hungry. Oh my god. No, this is too cute. This is too much. Oh. Wow, Navarro looking great though.
Greetings. Welcome to the port of Navarro, gem of the Outer Rim.
Oh my god.
I can visit shops and markets, enjoy the lava canyons, or soak in
Droids.
geothermal springs.
A lot has changed around here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely has. Wow, look. It's prospering civilization. Aww. They actually made a memorial for him. Aww.
You remember your old friend?
The one who almost tried to kill you but then saved you? Yeah. Oh my god, that's so cute.
Spur of the Hydean Way. Now you can hang up your blaster, live off the fat of the land.
Grogu.
Come again?
His name is Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
If you say so. Come, I want to show you. I'm confused. I thought you had completed your mission, but you're still running around here with the same little critter.
It's complicated.
Where you're from, you may
Those
be an
look like
apostate,
M&Ms.
but here, you'd be landed gentry.
The child's hungry.
Magistrate. High
Is
magistrate.
there a problem here, Magistrate?
Is there a problem here? What do you think?
Not if you serve me a drink.
Not in my school.
You hear that, boys?
Well, sounds like there is a problem.
His school.
Oh.
Try me.
Oh.
Tell Captain William Shark that Navarro is...
Well, there you go.
Get out of here, Thane. Now.
I don't know, man. Should you have actually let him
Sure
go,
you want to
though?
let him go?
See?
You'll let it be known that Navarro is respectable now, and not to
That's
be
true.
trifled with.
Ooh, it's moving.
Asset to be terminated.
I figured it saw this old protocol programming out. Not my baby!
Mando, shoot it! Shoot it!
Nice. This guy. Oh, these guys. Oh my god, I love how Grogu's so intrigued by them.
Can't fix. No, the book.
Okay.
Not the fix. No, the book. The book.
I need this one. This one is my friend.
You're not friend anymore. Memory circuit broken.
He says the
Dang.
memory circuit is shot. If you can get a new part, he says he can fix it.
I think that was
No,
pretty.
Grogu.
Hey! Oh my god, child!
Pet.
No, it's crazy.
Sorry about that. He's young.
Like 50 years young.
This here is your
Okay.
hyperspace map.
Oh, he's being a
Determine
daddy.
your range by looking at your fuel gauge. And this is your enemy proximity warning indicator. Hang on, kid. We got pirates.
Oh wow. Oh my god. This is literally like old school Star Wars right here. This is literally like Empire Strikes Back. Like this is giving me memories of Empire Strikes Back. Oh, Grogu's having so much fun. Oh, dang. He's like getting each of them single-handedly.
Never trust a pirate.
Good advice.
And that is a Mandalorian castle.
Did you say Mandalorian Castle? That's a thing? I'm assuming that's where Bo-Katan is, right? Right? It got to. Do I see a Bo-Katan? Yes, I do. She probably is not happy. That reminds me, where is the dark saber? What do you do to it?
Bo-Katan, it is Din Djarin. Where is the stolen fleet?
Making their way through the galaxy as mercenaries.
Oh, wow.
Do you still have the saber? There's nothing magic about the mines of Mandalore. They supplied Beskar
look at
ore
his
to our
face.
ancestors, and the rest is super.
Thank you. And I will find out if the planet is really poisoned.
Oh, dang. There you have it. That is The Mandalorian season 3 premiere right there that we just saw. And I gotta say, it's a pretty solid episode. I mean, for one thing, it's not the most, it's obviously not the best episode I've seen from The Mandalorian. Like, it would not be like, one of my top 3 episodes. But I think that this is probably one of the more organized episodes I've seen so far, because it's not so far-fetched, it's not so action-packed, it's not too dull, but it's also not being too much in terms of what it's trying to do in a single episode. Like, I think that for considering it is a premiere episode, right? It's really clear that the whole idea, like the goal of this episode, was to really to set up the exposition for what would be season 3, and we get that right from the start right here. Like, I mean, for one thing, again, we see that Din Djarin, aka Mandalorian, and Grogu, they've been together for a while. It seems as if we're kind of getting a sense of what is going to be Mando's goal going forward into this season. So what is going to be his mentality going forward, which again is like going to be the big thing that we're going to be keeping an eye on throughout the next 7 episodes that we have. I believe this is going to be 8 episode season. So in this case, it means that we've now set up what's going to be the character's objective going into season 3. We get that pretty clearly. We kind of already knew that, of course, beforehand as well, that this is what is going to be his objective going forward, because of the fact that he has revealed his face about 2 or 3 times in total so far in the show. So that's been pretty clear from the start that that's what's going to be, that he's right now going on his own redemption journey to cleanse himself, to basically to cleanse of his sin, which is the fact that he's broken his oath of taking off his helmet, right? And that becomes a really clear objective going forward into this show. And not just that, but not just like really revisiting sort of his old, what they would say cult, I would say his organization, with the old way, the old Mandalorian ways, the people who do follow the old Mandalorian. Not only we see them, but we also kind of catch up with some other people, right? So for one thing, we do get to see Karga. We haven't seen him in a while, so I think not since season 2 really, and I won't even say season 2 finale. I think it's been quite a while since we've seen him, so it's really nice to see that ever since Navarro, like, things have really changed, things haven't evolved, like everyone is like the whole not just the city but the planet seems to be very independent, which like it really shows how things have kind of progressed since their time there in Navarro. Like, I mean, when we remember from back in season 1, like, I mean, it was pretty chaotic before, right? I mean, it used to be controlled by a bit more of a authoritarian government, and now here we have a far more democratic sort of government that they're dealing with, people who have far more free will. So that's going to be very interesting. I don't know if we're going to revisit Navarro again. Like, I believe we might, from the looks of it, because again, like, he does need to find the parts to fix IG-11, to get more details about Mandalore, so because that kind of sets up a big thing right there. So I'm going to assume that in a couple episodes we're going to be dealing with is sort of just trying to find the parts to fix IG-11, as well as kind of leading that up to getting to, determining whether or not Mandalore is hospitable, or it's actually, viable, really. And that's like a really big thing that we've been seeing so far throughout this whole episode. Again, it really sets the exposition of what's going to happen. The fact that he needs to find the parts for IG-11. The fact that he needs to go to Mandalore. Like, he desperately needs to go to Mandalore to, redeem himself, to basically cleanse his sins. And then not just that, but we also get the sense of what's been going on between him and Bo-Katan. Now, I'm pretty surprised that there wasn't the high tension that I anticipated, although maybe they haven't really just started building that part yet until maybe some of the future episodes. But here it's like we do see a really broken down Bo-Katan, like someone who's just basically given up, which is very interesting because, like, I mean, this is the Bo-Katan that we saw who, basically had her own group, was ready to, fight off Moff Gideon, and as well as, trying to figure out a way to bring back Mandalore and try to make it a livable place again. And now it's like we see here, like, even though she has her own castle, everything hasn't really worked out in her favor because she doesn't have the dark saber. Mandalorian does. So lots of things that this episode does a great job of, and that is setting up the backstory, setting up the exposition of what's going to be season 3, doing so again in a way that's not too far-fetched, too over the top. It's really well balanced, and I think that's what is very important right here. Like, we get a good sense of the dialogue, we get a good sense of the action. Not gonna lie, like the last few sequences that we saw where he is, you know, being chased by the pirates, definitely felt like lots of Star Wars, like old school type. Like, I was kind of getting the vibes of Empire Strikes Back a little bit, because like it kind of goes back to that one scene, like not just the one scene, but the sequence that we see where it was Han Solo, Leia, and Chewbacca are, you know, on the Millennium Falcon, and they're, you know, being chased around, and then eventually, you know, they end up in like the crater and all that sort of, and you know the full story of Empire Strikes Back. But that really gave me the vibes right there, like, oh, okay, this is like the old school Star Wars, like from that one scene. So I felt like that was a bit of a callback to that. Of course, you know, Mando really just did a really good job of, like, you know, defeating the pirates, right? So, and who knows, maybe this is going to set up another whole conflict right there, because, like, you know, the pirates are there. He did kind of kill, not kind of, but he did kill like 4 people on Navarro, plus, you know, destroyed a lot of ships and all that sort of stuff, right? So it seems like, you know, we might see the pirates more. That's gonna be probably one of the bigger questions I have for future episodes. But yeah, no, this is a really great episode overall. Like, I mean, Grogu is as cute as ever. Love Grogu so much. I mean, such a cute, innocent little, well, maybe not always innocent, but cute little green fella. I mean, I'm literally wearing my Star Wars gear. I'm literally wearing my Grogu shirt. I mean, I just love Grogu. And yeah, I mean, he still was the cutest little thing that we see throughout this episode, which is really great. Loving the whole dynamic between him and Grogu again. I mean, I know we haven't really gone more specific in it in the ways that we would get from previous episodes, so maybe in, like, you know, maybe by the next episode, the episode after, we might see more of the chemistry between Grogu and you know, Mando. Although we did see one scene where he is teaching Grogu some of the things on his ship, so that was a really heartwarming moment right there between him and Grogu. Definitely had a lot of that father-son vibe going on right there, so it seems like that's going to kind of be the theme going on closer and closer to, not closer, but towards the end of this season, or as we're getting through all of season 3. But yeah, I mean, overall, this is a really good start to season 3, because again, like, when it comes to any TV shows, like, the first season is always going to be the best, but then it's a matter of, can you continue that momentum in the subsequent seasons that you have? I know for season 2, like, things started off a little slow, but as it kind of built up, it really got to some of the most exciting Star Wars that we ever saw, right? I mean, the season 2 finale remains as one of the best moments ever on the small screen, right? And now here it is, like, now we're in season 3, right? Now we're kind of wondering, okay, how can they really top season 2? Like, can they even top season 2 at all? Like, that's probably gonna be the biggest question for season 3. But even then, like, even if they want to try, like, depending on how Jon Favreau and as well as Filoni decide to, you know, execute what they want to do in terms of this whole season, right? Like, what matters is, of course, is the story. It's, of course, the quality of how the story is being told. The story is what we need, right? That the quality matters more than the quantity. The quality matters over, you know, the fan service, right? Like, that is one of the reasons why, even with the Book of Boba Fett having all these fan services, having all these cameos, it was not the greatest show because the quality was not there. It did not really meet the expectations of what the show was supposed to be. It definitely felt more like a Mandalorian 2.5 than really being a show about Boba Fett. So I feel like there was a lot of disappointment with that. And so hopefully with the Mandalorian season 3, knowing that, you know, they kind of already resolved a lot of things back in Book of Boba Fett, that hopefully in season 3 it will be far more focused. It'll be balanced, and hopefully again, as I said, like, it won't be so far-fetched. It won't be so, you know, obsessed with trying to meet expectations with fan services. They're more so just trying to show trying to foretell a very good story, and showing how the Mandalorian's dealing with a new conflict, a new sort of journey that he needs to go through and solve for himself, because he already, you know, as he said right here, like, he already kind of accomplished his prior, you know, mission, which is to take Grogu to find the Jedi who can train him. And then, of course, we saw what happened in the Book of Boba Fett. So now here he is. Now he has to deal with his own personal, you know, growth, his own personal arc, his development. And that is, okay, well, Grogu's with me. He decided to stay with me. Okay, that's fine. I'll continue to be his father in a sense, you know, but also now I have my own personal issues that I need to kind of resolve for myself as well. So that's seems to be the big part of what is going to be season 3. Again, like a bit surprised that we didn't get to see more of Grogu's side, but I'm going to assume that they're going to hold that off a little bit into like maybe some of the latter episodes. So I think that that's totally fine. Again, like this is just an exposition of season 3, and again, this is a pretty solid start for what will be season 3, and hopefully again, like I think that what matters is that, you know, it remains consistent, the quality is there, the story is being told in a very cohesive level, and if they can continue that up, I mean, season 3 will be a blast, right? So yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen moving forward. Hopefully again, we'll see what's going to happen next. It seems as if they're going to start looking for the parts, as well as kind of, you know, taking a look at Mandalore, its conditions and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this episode. Again, I think for what it is, it's a very solid episode. I think that it's a really great start. And yeah, that's all I have to say about episode 3 right there. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Did you enjoy the season 3 premiere of The Mandalorian? What are your thoughts so far? How does this compare to the first 2 seasons and their, you know, openings? In terms of the fact that, you know, The Mandalorian has already resolved his stuff in season 2. What does this mean for season 3? Do you think that we'll be able to, you know, get IG-11 to turn back on? Will he find the parts for it? Will we see the pirates again? Will the pirates play a much bigger role? When do you think we're going to start seeing more of Grogu's backstory that they had hinted in the trailers? Are we going to go back to Navarro again? They did sort of hint about doing it a little bit, so what do you think about that? Because I know that's a bit of a controversial thing that's, you know, kind of goes back behind the scenes. As well as, you know, what are your overall thoughts about this episode, as well as any questions you have, knowing that this is sort of the exposition and just the start of season 3. Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure to like and subscribe.